Welcome to the Project Success Sliders, or what I just call shorthand the sliders. For years, the project world is dominated by the concept of project success being defined by the famous iron triangle: on time, in budget, to requirements. Imagine you're on a project that did that. You delivered on time, you met the budget, and you met all the requirements, only to find out that you'd so disengaged the stakeholders throughout the project that the version of stakeholders with large stakes is waiting for you at the end, and they either don't use what you've delivered or use it so poorly that it's not going to work. Imagine that. Imagine that at the same time, on time in budget requirements, all the benefits that the client, the organisation expected didn't get realised. In other words, there are no benefits at all realised, yet you're still on time in budget requirements. Then imagine a nightmare scenario where you deliver on time in budget requirements and this key team that your client has always looked after resigns en masse, goes to a competitor because they never want to work on a project like that ever again. So how's success looking now? And it was that insight that hit me many years ago, that we needed to expand the concept of project success, especially when we adopt the whole of life model that we talked about in the tutorial series 3. And I came up with this simple idea of what are called sliders. The success sliders are based around a concept of a light switch, which can be on or off, with a dimmer switch, which can go through 25% on, 50% on, 75% on. And I'll explain the nuances and specific measures that 25 or 50% means in the next tutorial. But in this tutorial, let me just overview what the 7 dimensions of success are using the sliders. This is beyond just on time in budget requirements. The first one is about stakeholder engagement, the degree of engagement of stakeholders and the sense of ownership that stakeholders have around the project. The second slider is around scope and objectives. The next sliders are around time and budget. Then we get to add value or benefits. Then the 6th dimension of success is quality. And the final and most interesting for some people dimension of success is team engagement or satisfaction. So there's these 7 dimensions of success, which you, in the initial meeting with your sponsor brief, you set those with the sponsor. And as we'll explain later, you can get into a lot of detail about specifics about what those measures mean. But what we have found is these 7 dimensions give you a broader, whole of life view of project success. And finally, we know from using it on over 100 projects, the sliders work.